When you think of the world's next great economic powers, you probably think of India, China, or maybe Vietnam. But there is one country that is larger than almost all of them, richer in resources than most of them, and yet almost completely ignored by the global media. This is Indonesia. 280 million people, the fourth largest country on Earth. And in the last 5 years, something fundamental has shifted. Indonesia's economy has grown at roughly 5% per year for most of the past 2 decades. That may not sound dramatic, but sustained 5% growth year after year in a country this large compounds into something enormous. In 2024, Indonesia's GDP crossed $2 trillion. Foreign direct investment hit a record high, driven by one resource that the rest of the world is suddenly desperate for: nickel. Indonesia holds the world's largest reserves, and in an era of electric vehicles, nickel is no longer just a metal. It is the foundation of the global energy transition. Indonesia's population is not just large, it is young. The median age is 29. Compare that to China, where the median age is now 40, or Japan, where it is 49. Over the next 2 decades, Indonesia will add tens of millions of people to its working-age population. While much of East Asia is aging rapidly, Indonesia still has a demographic window, but a young population alone does not create wealth. What matters is whether those workers can be educated, employed, and connected to the global economy. Here is where Indonesia has made one of its most important investments: digital infrastructure. Over 200 million Indonesians now use the internet. The country has built one of Southeast Asia's most dynamic digital economies. From Gojek and Tokopedia to a booming e-commerce sector, Indonesian consumers are moving online faster than almost anywhere else. The government has also pushed financial inclusion, bringing millions of unbanked citizens into the formal economy. This is not just about convenience. It is about creating the data, the transactions, and the economic visibility that attracts global investment. Indonesia is doing something that very few countries can replicate. It is using its natural resources to force its way up the value chain. Instead of simply exporting raw nickel, companies build refineries and battery plants inside the country. The result? Major Chinese, Korean, and Western companies are now building billion-dollar facilities in Indonesia. This is a deliberate industrial strategy, and it is working. Indonesia is positioning itself not just as a supplier, but as a manufacturing hub for the electric vehicle era. But none of this guarantees success. Indonesia still faces serious structural challenges. Education quality is uneven. Infrastructure outside Java remains underdeveloped. Corruption and regulatory uncertainty continue to slow investment. And inequality is rising, even as the national economy grows. The new capital city, Nusantara, is a bold attempt to redistribute economic activity across the archipelago. But moving a capital is not the same as building a productive workforce. Indonesia's rise will not be defined by its size alone. It will be defined by whether it can turn its resources, its youth, and its digital momentum into sustained productivity. The next decade is critical. If Indonesia gets this right, it will become one of the world's largest economies. If it stumbles on education, infrastructure, or governance, its demographic advantage will be wasted. The world is not paying attention yet, but the data suggests it should be.